A lot of times companies will use a letter in their name as their company logo. So Facebook, of course, their logo is just the letter F. If we were to look at Google, their logo is just the letter G. LinkedIn, some of these big tech companies, their logo is just the letters IN. And, this creates a very simple logo, but it can still be recognizable. And in your case, when you're creating a logo, creating a letter-based logo is a very good route because you don't have to have a lot of design experience. You can create a very simple yet beautiful logo by just using one of the letters in your company name. And so to create a letter-based logo, we're going to use PicMonkey.com. And it's very easy to use, and it's also free. So you can create a letter-based logo for free. So to do so, we'll go to Design, and then on Square, we'll click on that. The logo I'm going to create is going to be around the letter H. So let's say I have a photography business called HH Photography, and I mainly do a lot of weddings and stuff like that. And so you definitely want to cater your design to your target audience. And so I'm going to make this logo look like something you'd see maybe at a wedding, look very beautiful and wedding-esque, you could say. So first thing I'm going to do, this canvas color, I'm going to make the background transparent. Hit apply. Then I'm going to click right here on overlays, this butterfly icon. Scroll down, and what I'm looking for is kind of a background, something to put behind the letter. So it'll be part of the logo, but it'll be kind of the background of the logo. So let's click on labels. And this kind of basic label frame looks like something you see kind of at a wedding. So I'll click on that. It looks very classy. And I'm just going to make it really big because if you're making stuff in PicMonkey, when you save it, it's better to have it too big than too small, because then if you need the logo big, then you already have it big. But if you need it small, then you can just shrink the logo that you already have, and it'll look fine. However, if you save it as small and then you realize you need it big and you try to just make it big, it's going to get all pixelated and whatnot. So that's why I'm making it all huge right now. I'm also going to change the color, so just to some random color, so that when I put the letter on top, we can actually see the letter. So then I'll just go over here to text, click on that. Wait for a second for it to load. And I'm going to find myself a nice little font. I'm just going to go with Times New Roman, right off the bat. Again, I want something that's pretty simple and classy, so I'll click on that and then hit Add Text. So all I want is a capital H. There we go. Click away. And I'm going to shrink the width of this box, but then, whoops, let me click on this letter, if I could get the letter. There we go. I am going to now make this letter almost as big as the shape in its background, about there. Put it kind of in the center. That's fine. And now I'm going to go get a color palette for weddings, and I can go get different color palettes for free at colorlovers.com. And so that's spelled with a U. And so now here in search palettes, I'm just going to type in weddings. Get a nice weddings color palette. And this one looks good. An old friend, so I'll click on that. And so I'm going to use the two extremes. So I'll get this old green, so I can just select this hexadecimal color code, copy it, and then come over here, click on the shape, and right in here, I'll select that, delete it, and paste in my new hex. Put that right there. And then, if I can, I'm going to grab my letter. There we go. Scroll down, get this keen color, grab the hex, copy that, paste it right in here, hit enter, and there we go. Nice contrast, nice beautiful looking color palette. And I didn't have to figure out what looks good. This has already been proven to be a nice color palette. As you can see, there's 22,000 views. So great color palette for a wedding. So now when we come back here, our logo is all done. Let's just go ahead and save it. So we'll click save. Now let's just give it a name. We'll just call it letter-based logo. Remember that the PNG allows it to have a transparent background behind the shape, and that's what we want, so we'll leave it as PNG. We can change dimensions, but again, we want it to be big so that if we need to use the logo at a very large size, we already have it, and we can always shrink it down for a smaller size. And then once that's all done, we just hit save to my computer, find the place where you want to save it, and we'll just hit save or hit enter, and you're done.